please try and do this in hand and try and target to finish this by 15th of May. If you're writing in June, and you can apply the same thing for every examination. So 15 days before your examination, finish your syllabus. If you want to target a 75 plus in your FR examination, then definitely this is the video for you. I'd be sharing all insider tips on how you can crack your FR examination. So please stay tuned till the end. I'm Megha Vansali, ACCA and Indian Qualified Chartered Accountant. I'm also an ACCA tutor for FR and SBR. So to begin with, let's understand what is the exam pattern of FR. So there are 3 sections in your FR examination. Section A is completely objective. Section B is case study, objective based question, and section C is a complete solving kind of a question. So you have section A and B 30 marks each. So that's your 60 marks. Now the best part about this is there is no negative marking in your FR examination. So my request is please do not leave your MCQs blank. So first you finish all the MCQs that you are aware of. Then after that what you do is select one. So if, let's say for example I'm selecting option A. All the answers that I'm not aware of, please put A. At least 0.25 probability is there that your answer is going to be correct. So if you don't know 10 questions, there is a probability that at least 3 or 4 will be correct. However, if you randomly select A, B, C or D, there is no surety that you're going to get any marks. So for the remaining questions, select only one option. It could be A, B, C or D all across. Now also what you can do is you can do a trend analysis that the questions you have solved and you are aware of, what is the most frequently option that is coming. So if let's say it's option A, so the remaining also you could do option A. This kind of works, so you get at least 1/4 probability of getting a right answer. So you could do this for your MCQ part. Now moving on to your section C. So typically 2 questions come of 20 marks each. Most popular topics that are asked in a section B is interpretation analysis, then you have your single entity, and then you have your business combination. So these are the 3 topics from where the question comes. Now first, if I talk about interpretation and analysis, guys, please just don't calculate ratios. Okay, ratio calculation can be done by a 12 standard student also. It is not what is expected at an ACCA level. At an ACCA level, you have to give reasoning why. Why is the gross profit increasing? Why is the cost of sales increasing? If the revenue is increasing, why is the cost of sale remaining the same? So what has the company done? They have kind of, tried to bring down their material cost or the labor cost or whatever it is. So that is what is expected. Why is this happening with the company? So whenever you're solving or practicing, whatever ratios you're calculating or whatever trend analysis you're doing, please try and answer the why. So whenever there's a question, and if you put in the why, that's where you're getting your marks. I don't think calculation is that complicated. It is pretty simple. Just use the formula and answer a why. So you will get good marks in your analysis and interpretation question. And very practical way to analyze this is just pick up any company's annual report and you try to read their analysis. So a lot of analysis are available on internet of all the listed companies. You could read that to understand how to do an analysis. So that will help you get at least 15 out of 20. Then moving on to single entity, it is very simple, basic thumb rule. Just pass a journal entry. Students don't do that. Students are always confused. But guys, just stick to your basics. Your single entity question is going to be perfectly solved. Simply see, okay, there is an adjustment. Let's say for simple example, 5,000 rupees of expense has not been accounted. So if I need to account for this expense, what is a journal entry? Expense is always debited. So debit your expense, credit. Now is this expense paid? Then credit your bank account. Otherwise credit your supplier. Simple entry. Expense goes into P&L, accounted in P&L, cash or bank account comes into my balance sheet, reduce your asset. Just do that and all your single entity question will be solved correctly. Now please remember, if you're getting confused with any particular adjustment, you just pass the journal entry and put the effects in your balance sheet and P&L. I can guarantee you your balance sheet will at least tally. So even if your answer is not completely correct, but a good tallied balance sheet is a basic of accountancy. A balance sheet should always be tallied because your debit is always equal to your credit. So if you follow this, let's say there are 6 or 7 adjustments, at least 4 can go right. So you get your 70 percentage or 80 percentage marks in that particular paper, in that particular question. So you could target your single entity question based on journal entries. Now moving on to business combination. Business combination is very simple, guys. It's a simple 5-6 step question. Just know what are the steps, what is the logic behind those steps, and you can solve any kind of question. Again, if you look at business combination, past journal entries, so you will understand. There's unrealized profit. Now, who has sold to whom? Now the holding company has overstated its profit because it is sold to its own company. So what you do, profit is overstated, profit is a credit item, so debit your profit. Now what is overstated in subsidiaries book is inventory, so credit your inventory. Simple journal entry. Then you see where is your P&L going, where is your inventory going, account for it accordingly. So guys, please stick to your basic past journal entry for everything. Understand the logic, understand what is happening, analyze it, and then try and solve your questions even while you're practicing. So you don't have to mug it up that, okay, what should I debit my cost of sales, credit my inventory. Please, no, don't do that. You are going to mess up your paper. Understand the logic, the reason, pass the journal entry, that's it, and you're going to do really well in your examination. Okay, so these are your tips to how to do your section A, B and C. Now moving on to little preparation tips. First of all, how you should be planning your studies is, typically if you are writing your examination, let's say in the month of June, so target to finish your syllabus by 15th of May. By finishing your syllabus, I don't mean just reading your concepts, it means reading your concepts plus solving your questions. So whatever material you're using, BPP, Kaplan, ACCA Study Hub, finish the chapter and finish the question of the chapter simultaneously. Please do it hand in hand, do not keep it pending for a very long time. Because then what will happen is, let's say you're reading a concept today and you're doing a question after a month, you will not remember the concept and then you will lose your confidence and you will feel like, oh, I don't know how to solve it. So please do not do that. Solve your questions while you're doing your concepts itself. So please try and do this in hand and try and target to finish this by 15th of May. If you're writing in June, and you can apply the same thing for every examination. So 15 days before your examination, finish your syllabus. Now what to do in the last 15 days is typically at least next I would say next 2 to 3 days after you finish your syllabus, go to your ACCA Study Hub, go to study support resources and check out everything that is there, your examiner's report, read the mind of the marker, the technical article. So all these resources will help you understand what is the requirement of the examination, how to answer a particular question, what are do's, what are don'ts. So once you have concept clarity, you can jot down what to do in the examination, what is expected, how to go about it. After you have done this good analysis, this analysis has to be done individually. Do not copy paste from your friend, because everyone's retaining capacity, knowledge understanding capacity is different. So you have to do it based on your understanding, your retaining capacity. Okay, so please use these resources and make the most out of it. So after you have done this for 2 to 3 days, then let's say probably the next 7-8 days, you pick up your past papers. Now how do you go about solving your past papers is start from the latest. So let's say, it's 2024 right now. So 2023's paper, you need to start with them, go backwards. December 23, then September 23, then June 23, then March 23. So you do all the latest papers is what you solve, all the oldest paper is what you go through. So you can't solve all past papers. So let's say I'm having 8 past papers. So you go through you solve the latest 4 and you go through the oldest 4. So you typically finish this in 4 days. One paper you solve a day, one paper you go through. So kind of finish this. And yes, when you're solving your paper, please do it in a 3-hour examination kind of a setting. It will really, really help you. And please practice on CB platform or on an Excel. Do not use pen paper for your examination. Please do not do that. Okay. So now that you have done your entire study, you have done your past papers, you have good 3 to 4 days to finish your revision, to revise topics, revise concept, and then you're very confident for the examination. So this is how you can plan and structure your study. And I have also discussed the exam tips earlier. Now moving on beyond our examination tips and beyond our study tips, these are some insider tips. First and foremost, I've already mentioned, please use your CB platform, Excel for your practice. Do not practice on pen paper. Second, always work on time management from day one. Now, how do you do that? Let's say I am, starting to solve my question. See how many marks it is. Let's say it's a 20-mark question. My standard thumb rule is 1.5 minutes per mark. Please stick to that, because in the examination you will not realize how that extra 30 minutes is going to fly. So we stick to that rule. If it's a 20-mark question, typically you shouldn't be spending more than 30 minutes. So from the day one, start timing yourself. Okay, it's a 20-mark question, put on a timer. 30 minutes is what I need to take. Then read the question, analyze the question, solve the question. Then you see, okay, how much time have I actually taken? Oh, I have taken 45 minutes. So I need to start cutting down my time. So if you start this practice from very first day, you will be able to manage your time in the examination, and time management will never be an issue. So always remember, guys, you have to attempt full 100 marks so that you can be sure of passing, and yes, of course, sure of getting a good 75 plus or a 80 plus in your examination. So please do that. Now, the next suggestion I have is, if you are studying for FR, then at the time of studying each concept, you can write down all the adjustments, all the journal entries, or any particular formula on one single sheet. Probably you could take a big sheet, the double side of any particular book, and use the front and the back. So just in one sheet, you have the entire adjustments, entire formulas, and you could stick it on your board where you're sitting to study, or somewhere where you frequently see it. So you can just, like in 2 minutes, have a glance of some adjustment, some particular formula. So your tendency to retain this is going to be very, very high. So you could do that. Now, next one, please do not spend too much time mugging up the standard numbers, not important. Learn the content. Again, please try and cut short your content, try and summarize your FR standards in one page. So typically one standard in one page would be like a good, handy book for you for revision. Plus, it will help you a lot in your SBR. Okay, so in your SBR, a lot of concepts from FR are going to flow. Then again, you can't just go back to your FR and read all the concepts again. So if you have a handy 10 or a 15-pager book wherein all the standards are summarized in very short and a crisp format, you could use it for your revision, you could use it for your SBR paper as well. So make some summary notes, make some easy way to kind of retain everything. So that will help you for your examination. Now, one great tip that I have, typically works very well for a theoretical subject, but you can use it for FR also. In case you're finding something very difficult to understand, you're not able to understand a concept, just make voice notes. Okay, make voice notes of these particular concepts or these particular standards, and listen to it when you're free. So you don't feel like studying, but you feel like you would be wasting your time if you're not studying. No problem. Listen to these voice notes and listen to them over and over again. So when you're listening to these voice notes over and over again, you will tend to retain the concept. So you could use this. I used this when I was studying for my CA for theory subjects, and it really helped me. So you could, I used to listen to these voice notes when I was sleeping. So just before sleeping, it'll help you sleep better, because it'll help you fall asleep faster. Plus, some part of it you will tend to retain. So you can make voice notes for a difficult topic or concepts, so that you can understand them better. So these are some tips which are tried and tested by me for passing my CA and ACCA examination. I hope you found these tips useful, and if you are looking at any kind of assistance or guidance for your FR examination, then you can definitely reach out to me. I will be very happy to help you. And guys, please do subscribe to my channel. Share this video with anyone who's preparing for FR examination, and please do drop in a comment below stating how you found this video and the tips. And if you have any particular request, or you have any particular query, you can also drop in a comment below. I will be very happy to help you. I'll be back with more such content. Till then, take care. See you all.